Yeah, this one wants our algebraic equation on this one too. So yeah, we'll have to write an equation for this one. Could you use the averages to solve this one? Yeah, you could, but yeah, they're going to force us to write an equation for this one, all right? So be ready for it. And yes, we will use x for the variable. Here we go. The sum of 3 consecutive even integers, that's important, is negative 174. Now this is negative, so we got to be careful on that too. List the numbers from smallest to largest. So for me, once again, I'm going to say that x is the smallest number. Smallest number, okay? And is smallest that much more writing? It is for a math person, sorry. So here we go. X is the smallest number. Now we're looking at specifically 3 consecutive integers. So the smallest one is x. The next one would be x. Now it's bigger, but it's an even, which means it's 2 away from the smallest one, okay? So, and you could say, well, why don't you just use a different variable for the middle number? It's because we don't want 2 variables in our equations right now. Eventually we will, but not right now. The third number, which is going to be the biggest one, since it's 2 more than the middle one, should be the smallest number, but now plus 4. Okay? Because these are specifically even integers. They're 2 away from each other. So small number plus 2, the next one would be the small number plus 4. And it's the sum, so we are going to add these together, so that's equals negative 174. All right, so this sets up the equation, which again, for this one is its own answer, and that's okay. But it will solve the same as that last problem we just barely did. So let's look at combining some like terms. There's 1x, there's 2x's, and 3x's. So I'm just looking at the x terms, 3x's. And then we also have 2 plus 4, which is a positive 6. This will equal still negative 174. Now, principles of equality means I need to subtract 6 from both sides. And yes, that is a negative, so we got to be careful on that too. Negative 174 minus 6 will be negative 180. I zeroed out my plus 6 there, but I will drop my 3x. So now, as of right now, 3x equals negative 180. Just divide both sides by the coefficient 3, and we're done. X equals negative 60, okay? Now, I did say earlier, you got to be careful with those negative numbers because students have a tendency to be like, well, negative 60, and then negative 62, and then negative 64. Okay, you just showed, if you do that, you've just shown 2 numbers that are smaller than your smallest number. In fact, if you were to check this, it wouldn't work, right? Because negative 60 plus negative 62 plus negative 64, that would be negative 186.
Yeah.
The negative thing is what we got to be careful about. And think about the way that we wrote that equation, right? The smallest number is negative 60. The next number would be plus 2 from that. So negative 60 plus 2, that'd be negative 58. And then even next, you'd have to add 2 more to that, which would be negative 56. And so it's important to understand, if you want bigger numbers from negatives, the negatives get smaller. Well, remember, this is 2 answers right here. So there's 1. Yeah, if by chance this problem, it said instead of even, and let's just replace this with odd. This equation does not change at all.